Good morning, everybody. Apologize for the lighting. I don't know what's going on. I guess because it's getting later in the year and the cycle of the sun is changing or whatever. So it's like the sun is now on this side where before it was kind of over here and or higher, whatever it is. So now it's like light on half my face. I'm gonna have to figure something different out for the lighting for this one. For this going forward anyway. So anyway, we're just gonna roll with it for now. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'll edit it the best that I can later. So, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please subscribe. I post videos every day. You can see I am getting quite a bit of episodes filmed now. Oh, here we go. Traffic is really bad today. I don't know what the deal is. But you can see I've got quite a few episodes up already. So I post every day, Monday through Friday. So please subscribe if you do enjoy this video. I really appreciate it. So as you can see by the title, today I want to talk about something that applies to myself as well, right? Now, sometimes I talk about stuff and it's almost like I'm talking to myself, but that's okay. Man, this light. So yeah, sometimes I talk about things that are relating to myself, but also relating to everybody else. I feel like these are the things that I'm the most qualified to speak about, the things that relate to me, the things that I go through personally, right? So I'm really bad about this, being too hard on myself. It's easy to forget that at the end of the day, we're only human, right? At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. None of us are perfect, right? And we can only do so much. You know, we watch a lot of superhero movies these days. We see a lot of people on TV or in movies that seems like they can just do everything. Like they're just perfect all the time. Or even on YouTube. There are a lot of people that are really big on YouTube and it just seems like they're perfect. They never make mistakes. They never do any wrong. And that their life is just going amazingly. Any point of the day, right? That's just not true. That's what we see on YouTube, or that's what we see in movies or on TV. That's not reality. You have to remember that that stuff is edited, right? We're just seeing what they want us to see. So no one's life is really like that. And I have a really bad habit of being too hard on myself. I have a really bad habit of setting the bar just unrealistically high. Some of you can probably relate to this. I set myself to these standards that are just ridiculous, that aren't really humanly possible, right? I expect myself to be able to obtain or do these crazy things that require me to spend so much time, so much effort, and for everything to go perfectly. And I expect myself to be able to achieve and obtain these things every single time. And it is just not realistic. And my biggest problem is that when I set these goals this high, when I don't meet these goals or expectations, I just really hard on myself. And I start to go down this path of super negativity about, well, maybe you're just not good enough, you know, or maybe you just can't do it. Maybe this is just too hard for you. Even though other people have done it, maybe you just can't. And some of you can probably really relate to that, those feelings, those thoughts that come into your mind. And when you start to go down that path, it just gets ugly. It just gets really dark. Things just get worse and worse. And you start to kind of shut down and go into this mental state of depression almost. And this has happened to me a few times before in the past. And like I said, I'm just really bad about doing this to myself. Really bad. When I set these expectations so high, or I'm so unrealistic with myself. The thing that I have to realize, or always have to keep in mind to avoid this trap, is that I'm only human, right? That I am only a person. I am as flawed as everyone else. And at the end of the day, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not going to hit every goal that I set for myself immediately. Sometimes things take time. Sometimes you just have to be patient with yourself or with the things going on around you before you'll realize that you'll be able to hit that expectation or that goal. And that's part of it. It's just being realistic with yourself and forgiving yourself for when you don't do exactly what you told yourself you were going to do. When you don't meet your expectations, being patient with yourself and saying, you know, hey self, you didn't do exactly what you set out to do, but you did give it your best effort. And now you know for next time, right, here are the things that I need to do in order to hit this goal or to obtain what it is I want to obtain. Or maybe you just need to set realistic goals. That's a really big issue as well, setting unrealistic goals for yourself. That's just setting yourself up for failure from the beginning. Right? If I tell myself, oh, in the next 2 years, I'm going to be making $200,000 a year, maybe that's not realistic considering some people go their whole lives and don't make that much money, right? So it's about being honest with yourself, about being realistic. And if you're gonna set a goal, make sure you have a plan to get there too, right? You don't wanna set a goal and then you don't have a way to actually hit the goal. Again, setting yourself up for failure from the start. Sorry, I am in this stop and go traffic right now. It's really ugly. I got a lane on my left ending. I got a semi behind me that doesn't want to let anybody over. And then I got a bunch of trucks on my left. Alright, what is this dude doing? Yeah, go. Mr. Decked Out F-150 wants to ride the lane to the very, very end. Oh my god. Get over. Oh man, don't you hate that? When you like leave an opening for someone to get over and they just sit there forever with their signal on. Like they don't realize what you're doing. Like it's obvious I'm trying to let you over, right? Man, traffic is so bad today. Anyway, be realistic with yourself. Set realistic goals for yourself. You have to do that. Because you're someone like me who can be really hard on yourself. You can't put yourself in those situations. It just doesn't work for your personality type, for my personality type. You have to keep that in mind, how you are. And self-awareness, that's a whole nother conversation. Maybe I'll make a video on that too. But being aware of yourself, your behaviors, your tendencies, being honest with yourself about who you are and how you behave, that is a thing in itself. And that's something you have to do too. It's something you have to realize is that you are a certain way, whether you like it or not. You have to be honest with yourself about who you really are, right? And how you act in certain situations. Because depending on how you are, that determines how you should handle certain situations. And you should be aware of that within yourself first and foremost, okay? So for anybody out there who's like me, who's way too hard on themselves, my message to you is stop doing it. Stop setting unrealistic expectations. Stop being mad at yourself when you don't hit your unrealistic expectations, because as the name implies, they are unrealistic and most people wouldn't be able to do it anyway. And even if they can, that doesn't mean anything bad against you. That just means you're different from them, and that's okay too, because everybody's different, right? So I'm gonna end it on that note. This traffic is just way too crazy right now for me to be able to really like concentrate and drive and not, you know, die. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there so that way I can drive safely, because I don't want to, you know, represent bad driving here or unsafe driving here, okay? So I'm gonna end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to check out some of my other videos, there are plenty to go watch at this point. I really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel And if you find any videos that you think are really helpful or you think someone else needs to hear, please share those videos with other people as well. Sharing videos is one of the biggest sources of views, right? Word of mouth, basically. So I appreciate your support up to this point. I think I am out of here at this point, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next one. Have a good day. Be safe out there. Bye.